Hi guys, in this video we are going to see how we can build a custom slider without plugin inside a Flutter like this. So when it is already auto playing, so when I leave it, it will auto play itself. Now you can see that it is auto playing, or when I pan zoom or use a mouse for this, it is not auto playing. So we will see how we can build this without using plugin from PubDev. So let's get started. Here is a demo app running inside a Flutter emulator, and first thing we need to do is to remove the banner, debug banner. So let's get into it and debug show checked mode false. After this I will remove this container, my home page, and instead of this I will create a stateless or stateful widget. Inside this stateful widget I will call it home, and then I will pass here home. Now instead of container I will use a scaffold. After this a body property. Inside this I will use a single column widget. After this refresh it. Now what I will do is just I will use a page view builder. So let's create a page view builder. Inside the builder I will use I will pass item builder. I will pass the context and index, and then I will return animated builder widget. After this I will put a semicolon here. Then inside a item count I will pass 5 by default. I am making 5 sliders, 5 container for the sliders. You can pass the list you have by using list.length. After this I will create a come inside a home state class, and then I will create a page controller variable, page controller. Page controller. Then I will initialize it with final, make it final, and then I will provide a late variable. We will initialize this controller inside our init state method. That's why I'm using here late. And then I will override the init state method. Inside this I will remove the to do, and then I will do a page controller equal to page controller. Then what I will do is just remove this from here, and then we could put a semicolon, and I will remove underscore. Then our warning goes away. After this I will initialize the controller with the controller we made, that is page controller, and then the animation should be page controller. Now inside the builder it will take two variable. First is build context ctx, and second is the previous widget or child. Then it is a type of widget, so it will return this child is the type of widget. You can say this widget. So now I will return this child which I am getting from the builder, and then I will return a child. Now it is asking for me the null check. Then I will provide a null check, and then I will put a semicolon here, is comma here, and then okay, I am getting error, we will solve it later. And then come here again, and then what I will do is just inside a animated builder there is a child property, and I will pass the child which I want to render in a page view container. So I want to render a container, and the container height should be 250 or 200, and I will provide a color of colors.amber accent. Then after this, what I will do is, it is inside a column, so it will throw an error. To get rid of that error, I will wrap this widget inside a sized box widget, and I will provide the height of around 250. Now our widget is ready, and we are getting an error because we need to restart the app. And one thing we also want to do is to override the dispose method and dispose the controller. So let's dispose the controller, page controller dot dispose. Now you can see that our widget is now rendered, but we cannot see the effect of our slider. Because of that, all the containers of PageView builder is a container, and they all mixed up. So to give we need to provide a margin. So let's provide a margin, const edge insets.all, and we will provide a 24.0 margin, and then refresh it. After this, you can see that our container is now ready, our slider is now ready. So let's give a decoration, box decoration, and border radius dot circular, and the value is 24. After this, refresh. Now we are getting error because we need to pass the color inside a box decoration property. So let's do it, and then refresh it, restart it. Again, we need to do is, we created a container inside this. So let's provide inside a column, wrap it with a widget and give it a safe area, because it is getting over the status bar. We need to provide a safe area for that. So let's wrap this inside a safe area, and now it is looking better. Now let's decrease the height by 170 or 180, because it is huge banner. We don't want that huge banner, it will look not perfect. Now height is 180 and rest will be same. Our refresh, okay, what I did. Now what we will do is just inside the size box we will use 200 and then refresh. Now it is looking far better. I think here height is not required because it is taking the size of the size box, so it totally depends upon here. If I will decrease the size box height, it will go down. So let's make it 200, it is far better. And then you can see that our slider is ready, but whenever I slides, we need to see the both slider on left and right, a portion of both slider from left and right, which makes a slider more beautiful. To achieve this, what I will do, inside a PageView controller, I will pass the initial page is equals to 0, that is we start from 0, and then we will provide a viewport fraction, and viewport fraction is 0.85. After this, when I refresh the app, you can see that our slider width will be smaller, and when we scroll the slider, we can see the both left and right, the certain part of our slider. Okay, you can see that we are perfect to go, and we are getting a huge margin between the others. To get rid of that, we will decrease the margin by 12 and then refresh it. You can see that our slider is looking perfect, but from the top we need some more margin. Okay, so instead of all, we will use a const insets dot from only. I will provide a right of around 8 or 4, and left around 4, and from top we will provide 36, and bottom we will provide 12. Now our slider is looking far more better. You can see that our slider is now looking perfect. We can increase the left and right by increasing the volumes by 8, and then we will do that. We will get a perfect slider for us. After this, what I will do is just to create an indicator for our slider. We need an indicator as well, so let's create an indicator. Just inside the child, close it, and then come below the sized box, and then provide a sized box that will provide the space for us. Sized box height should be 12.0. After this, I will provide a row widget. Inside row widget, there is a children property. I will remove the braces, and instead of this, I will use a list dot generate, and we have 5 containers inside the page view. So we will provide a 5 here, and then our index instead of null, we will pass we will first do the to list, and then okay, we are getting error. Okay, instead of this, we will in null we will use a sized box widget, sized box, and then inside the child property we will pass the icon widget, and inside icon we will use circle, and the height and the width of a circle is or height of the circle, okay, size of the circle should be 12.0. and now rest is same. We can remove this, it will be fine for us. So let's create a const here and then refresh it. Okay, it is expecting some braces, we need to provide that, and then what happening, expected. Okay, let's check whether it is right or not. We provided the first is for our, okay, let's cut under, the first is here and we made it here, and then we need to provide the bracket for our sized box. After this we need to provide a bracket for our list generate, and after this we need to provide the bracket for our row widget. Now everything is fine. Now it is looking perfect. We need a width. Okay, let's make it smaller, make it more smaller. Now width is around 8.0, or we can use container instead of sized box. We can use container, remove const, and then provide a margin const edge insets dot all, and 8.0 is the margin, and then refresh it, and 8 is more, but we will decrease it. So let's give it 4 and see, now it is looking fine. We can decrease it as well, so let's make it 2, and then now it's looking very fine. Now inside our row we will use main axis alignment, and main axis alignment should be center, and then refresh it. Now our indicator is in the center and looking perfect. So let's come above and make a integer variable page number, which will hold the index of our currently displaying page, and inside a sized box here let's override a property called on page changed. Inside this it will provide me an index callback function, and then I will use a page number equal to index. then I will set the state. After this, what I will do is just come here inside the indicator, and then I will override the color, and inside page number is equals to index. Then what I will do is just colors dot indigo ascent, and then instead of that, if the current displaying index page number is equals to index of the index of our list here, then we will show the color the indigo, otherwise the color should be colors dot gray dot shade 300. Now refresh it. Now you can see that our everything is running, and then when we will change the page, we will see the effect being happening inside the indicator as well. Now we need to automate our antenna, that is we will need to autoplay our slider. To do this, we will use a timer which will come inside the dart async class. So let's come here and then create a method timer which will return a timer, and we will call it get timer. After this, we will return timer dot, okay, let's import it first, timer dot period, and duration is 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, we will change the slider. So we will not provide a 3 here, we will use a const duration seconds inside 3, and then we will put a colon here, semicolon here, and then inside this we will first check whether page number equal to 4. Why we are doing this equal to 4? Because our total length inside a carousel or slider is 5 container, and the container starts from the 0 index. So last index should be 4, not 5, because when we take 5, the total container is 6. So we have only 5 containers, so we will use 4. When we have 4, that is we are at the end of the page, that is here. So we need to go back to the front page. How we can perform that? We will initialize the page number with the 0, page number equal to 0. After this, what we will do is just use a page controller variable. Inside this, I will use animate to page, and then we will pass the page number and the page number, and in how much duration it changes the page. So we will provide the const, okay, const duration seconds 1. In 1 second it will change the page. And now it is asking me for the curve. So let's provide a curve or animation curve dot ease in out circ. Now what I will do is just create a timer variable, timer carousel timer equal to get timer. It will not let me initialize here, so let it late final, and now it gone error. So now what I will do is just come inside init state, okay, init state is overridden previous, so we need to override it again. What I will do is I will come here carousel timer equal to get timer, but I had already initialized, it doesn't matter, so you can close it and then refresh it and see whether it is working or not. Okay, does it restarted? Yeah, it is restarted, but we can see that our timer is not working, so we need to provide, okay, we have missed a page number plus plus variable because we need to increase the page number, and then refresh it again to see whether it is working or not. Come inside debug console and see whether it is restarted or not. Okay, it is not working. So let's remove here get timer, and then come inside init state and then initialize it. After this, let's restart the app and see whether it is working or not. Now it is working. You can see that it is now working. After 3 seconds, we will slide to the next slider. So what happened when we go last index, when we in a last index, that is at the last item, it will come directly to the 0. Now it is come directly to the 0. Now what we will do is just wrap this container inside a widget, and we will use a gesture detector, and on tap, when user taps on a banner, we will do a certain activity here to do certain activity, or we will show a scaffold messenger dot off dot show snack bar, and then we will provide a const snack bar. Content should be text. Inside text, I will provide the index variable, then with a hello index. Okay, hello, I am at, you tabbed at, then I will remove hello. We are getting error because we are using const, so we need to remove this const, and then a semicolon is required, so press put colon and then a semicolon. Now remove this certain activity. Now when I click on here, let's first make it save. Refresh it. Okay, the click is not working, so let's override our another method. We will see this later. On pan, I think we need to override on pan down. After this, what we will do in on pan down, when user pans on, that is when users drags or clicks or any other gestures on the slider, we will cancel the timer. That is our carousel timer dot cancel, and then carousel timer equal to null. We will initialize it with null. Now come to carousel timer and remove the final and late, and provide a check here, and then we can initialize it with time, and then here a question mark. Now refresh it. Now when we scroll, the slider is not moving. It is moving like we want to. It is not doing his own work. Okay, it is doing it. Now inside pan cancel, what we will do, we will call the carousel timer equal to get timer, and the rest will be same. Okay. We have I think we have done a mistake. What we did is not a great way, but we have done a mistake. We need to remove this all, and we have implemented a gesture detector on this, that is here. You can see that's why our nothing is working. So let's come here and then wrap it with build widget and provide a gesture detector, and then we will copy this all code and then refresh it. Now when our app restarts, then we will do okay. Now our app restarts. When I click on this, I can get that you have tabbed 2. Why 2? Because it's starting from 0. Index is starting from 0. So I have clicked 3. So I need to pass +1. For this, I will use a +1. Okay. +1. Then refresh it. Now when I click on third, it will show me hello, you tabbed at 3. Now I can change accordingly to me, or if I leave it, it will change accordingly to the timer. Now you can see that it is changing according to the timer, or when I pan down, it is not changing according to the timer. Okay, so in this way you can create a slider, custom slider, or inside a Flutter without using any plugin. Thanks for watching.